Hey guys, welcome to Montreal. I'm very excited to be here with Hayden and Alan.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, guys.
Hello.
All right, so first thing first, thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure coming. Very exciting to be here. First thing first, can you please explain to us what are we doing today?
So this is the Canadian Watches and Jewelry Show, the second edition in Montreal. 2025. The first one was in November last year.
Okay.
So basically it's a trade show of jewelry and watches for watch lovers, jewelry lovers, people looking to buy gifts, people looking to buy their next piece. So just for the enthusiasts, for the newcomers, for the beginners, for basically everybody, there's no limits to what this show can do to basically any person that's fan of watches or jewelry, right?
Cool.
So,
and who are the exhibitors today? So there's retailers, there's people that sells pre-owned.
we have pre-owned, we have brand new, we have AD from Tissot. Everybody else is resellers and retail.
Yeah, so
Pre-owned basically.
So yeah, basically the whole point of the show is really to bring people to have direct access to watches. So secondhand gray market dealers, we'll call them. And some of them will sell brand new, like Alan said, do a wholesale, there's going to be a bunch of different availabilities. All depends on what's available, right?
Yeah.
I should keep repeating myself. And then some of them are also jewelry stores, and some jewelry stores will have ADs and will be authorized dealers for Tissot, will be authorized dealers for other brands. So we have some Seiko ADs as well. So a mixture of everything.
For me, I love timepieces and I love the product, but it's also the story behind. That's what I'm really passionate about. Can you explain to us why the two of you got together? How did you get together? Maybe you know each other from kindergarten. I don't know. But please tell me a little bit why are we here and how did it happen, basically?
Okay, so basically what happened, we went to high school, me and him together.
Cool.
Initially. I was a weird kid, and then he left. I went my own way, he went his own way, and then at some point I got gifted a Rolex, and I didn't know anyone, who knew Rolexes or who dealt with Rolexes. So I saw Ethan, posting all the time Rolexes, different watches.
Yeah.
I said, oh, you know what? I'll hit him up. So I texted him. I said, look, I have this piece, whatever. I'm trying to sell it. I don't need it. I have my Bulova. I'm okay with my Bulova. Just, I want to connect. Let's go to the keg right here in Laval.
Okay.
And we went and he said, bro, unfortunately the watch is fake. I had a friend that wanted to sell a Hublot.
So that was a year later.
A year later, after he told me the watch was fake.
Yeah.
I texted him again and I told him, look, I have another guy that wants to sell his watch. Then we talked and we said, you know what, let's go 50-50 on the deal. Okay, sure. I never sold any watches. Never really dealt with. I loved watches, but never really,
Yeah.
We couldn't sell that watch because it was a Hublot in COVID time. So it was COVID time, right after COVID.
Yeah.
And we said, it's impossible to sell. So I went to Toronto by myself, went to a watchmaker and walked in and the guy bought it for me. It was the first watch I sold. It was the first time I saw cash on the table for a watch.
Yeah.
And then from there, we just started flipping watches, selling watches. And
Okay. And your story, so I find out today that you actually used to work for a store here in Montreal for a few years. So a store that I actually used to work with.
I know.
Which is crazy.
So I started working in watches.
Yeah.
With working at Big Time Watches. We'll shout them out at Carrefour because they gave life to a lot of enthusiasts, right?
Okay.
And they kept the small fashion watches industry alive for quite a bit. So I worked for 2 years there, and then while I was working there, I discovered the powers of the gray market. So I bought my first Tag Heuer watch.
Yeah.
And a week later, someone in Germany offered me $600 more. And then afterwards kind of evolved into just trying to flip my own collection. And my whole point was, how do I wear watches for free? Or how do I make maybe a little bit, or how do I get to enjoy those pieces?
Yeah.
Without having to spend $100,000 and just lose it, like all of it.
Yeah.
And so I started getting into it, did my first flip, and then established some rules within myself that I needed to hold on to it for a certain amount of time to make sure I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I don't flip it very fast.
Yeah.
And then it evolved into me posting more and more watches. We reconnected with Alan, and he brought the business side to the watch kind of industry that I was in.
Sure.
And we evolved into something absolutely crazy. We started last year. We partnered up last year in January.
Yeah.
And we had a few $100, and now we've got a very, very heavy inventory. We're starting new ventures together. So
Amazing.
this was the show's first edition last year.
And sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.